think you have a plan. I think you just get a feeling that it's probably time for the program that you've done what you could, and it's time for it to go in another direction.
I would agree. It's if you would have asked me 10 years ago or 12 years ago that I would come to this point where I was ready to hang up something that I had a passion for and had been doing most of my life as a runner, as a coach, I wouldn't have been able to put my finger on it either. I think you just come to that feeling. I think there are certain coaches that you compete against that you gain respect for. First of all, as a person, not necessarily as the coach you're competing against. I think as a person first, and then that relationship begins to build because you find commonalities and philosophies that are similar and things like that. So, at least for me, that's how. There's several in this district that I think that we're more connected with than others, and Scott would be one of those. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would say when I first became the head coach, I was searching a little bit for a philosophy, and Tim was really willing to sit down and say, here's a way you can do this, and I thought it fit really well, and I really appreciated it because we were probably struggling a little bit at that time, and they were really successful, and when someone does that for you, it means a lot.
And there's tons of memories. It's hard to pick one. Certainly you can throw in memories of state titles or state placing team-wise, or your first championship, or that first, he's got a once-in-a-lifetime kid running for him right now in McClanahan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And those will be memories that we'll take for the rest of our lives. I mean, I've had several, been fortunate to be here. You can always look at some memories you think, we just broke the state record in the girls 4x2 and came to the final and blew a stick. And, you set the state record in the prelims and then fail in the final. And that's a memory that you won't forget. But the moment that came from there for me was a teaching moment. That's the moment that I'll remember as a teaching moment with those kids is, sometimes you're on the top of the mountain and you fall the furthest, but it's how you get back up. Those are the memories I think I will take to retirement. I can think of right here one time a girl coming in on a 4x2 handoff got overextended, and as she started to fall, she was a gymnast. She just did her somersault, stood up, and put the baton in the girl's hand. There's tons of those type of memories I think we'll have.
I think I don't necessarily sit around and think about particular memories. If I had one, it was when we got second in the girls because we had no clue that it was going to happen, and we were just sitting in the stands and kind of figured out that it could happen, and that was a big deal for everybody who was involved, the coaches. But I think as things happen, it takes you back to memories.
Yeah.
So they're not always right there, and they're not always right there. And when you ask that question, a bunch pop up, and even some bad memories. But when you watch a track meet, you'll say, "Oh yeah, I remember when."
Yeah.
And sometimes you say, "Gee, I wish I didn't remember that."
I remember we were sitting at state meet. I was with Coach Franz, and we were 5A then, and we were watching a relay, and one by one we kept moving up the ranks because the other teams kept blowing the stick.
Yeah.
Oh, we're fourth. Oh, we're third. And so there's memories. If you got us talking, I think lots of memories would pop up. Certainly, it's really the goal of a coach is to help the kids not only set the goals, but set goals above what they think they can achieve, and give them the belief in themselves to do it.
And probably of everything involved, we may have the least amount to do with any of it.
I would agree with that. I've said many times before, this team could win a state title if the coaches get out of the way.
Yeah.